Broadcasting live worldwide.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
T-minus 20 seconds.
You know, I think I've kept you guys waiting for a long time. So what better way than to give you a crazy date story? Yep, it's back, and this one's called Fast Food Date. It starts right now.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
Let it begin?
Again.
Say have faith.
Again.
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay.
It's a boy.
Hi, Noah.
Noah.
Happy birthday, Noah.
Caitlin.
You did amazing.
Can you just put those notes in?
Noah.
Have faith, live again. When it starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin on this Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Cannot believe how quickly this month is going by. We are a couple days away from Amari's birthday. That's right, Amari. You know that voice. He used to be on our introduction here at Have Faith, Let It Begin. My nephew, turning 14. Can't wait to say happy birthday to him and bother him all day. Guys, I have kept you in suspense for a very long time. Haven't had an opportunity to go back into my archives and my books to read, and something happened yesterday as I was taking a much needed rest at home. It triggered a memory, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my goodness, I remember this date. So let's go back to 2002. Well, back in 2002, if you're new to this program, we talk about all my crazy date stories. If you want to hear the rest of them, there's plenty on there on our website, www.havefaithletitbegin.com. On the very top, it says crazy dates. They're in chronological order as the years that I put on the show. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Crazy date. Well, I met this young lady while walking my dog. At the time, his name was Buster. And beautiful girl, new to the area. And she had, it looks like, I think it was like a Toto dog. And, both our dogs, which was very, very odd for me because Buster pretty much didn't like everybody. But Buster and the dog got along. And the young lady was like, we should do like a double date. And I'm like, I'm sorry? She's like, let's take our dogs together and let's hang out. And it was like, honestly, the first time somebody just like, boom, asked me out on a date. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. What's good time for you? She's like, what are you doing now? And I said, nothing. I'm actually off today. She goes, well, have you eaten yet? I said, no. She says, let's get something to eat. I said, all right, well, let me go get ready. And she's like, what's the point of getting ready? She's like, you look fine. I'm dressed. Let's go. I'm like, okay. Well, I got to go home and kind of tidy up the house and let me give Buster his treat. And she's like, okay, I'll meet you here in about half an hour. I'm like, all right, cool. And of course, like any of my stories, I change the name because I don't really, and in all honesty, I don't remember her name. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I really don't remember. I'd be lying to you if I did. So just for the sake of argument, we'll name her Holly. So Holly says, my name is Holly. Nice to meet you. I says, my name is Angel. And, we go amongst our way. And I didn't even take her cell phone number. I just went home and assumed that she'd be standing there when I got back. Of course, with all the horrible things that have happened to me, it wouldn't have surprised me if she didn't show up, but she did. So we showed up, and she decided that it'd be a cool time to do something a little different. She says, I like to eat my meals backwards. And I'm like, I don't understand. She goes, I like to have dessert first and then have my meal. I'm like, okay. She's like, why don't we take the dogs for the ice cream stand? I said, we can do that. So we go to the ice cream stand. She orders, a cone. I order a cone. And she starts to, feed the dog the ice cream from her cone. Now, listen, for some of you, maybe grossed out, I've usually eaten my cone and then at the very end gave it to my dog, But she was sharing the cone with the dog. Yeah, very interesting. I just went around it. I said, no problem. It's not like I'm going to marry this woman, interesting. And eventually, after we had our dessert, we decided to get in my car and go out to eat. So I gave her ideas of restaurants we can go to. She says, no, I have a better idea. She's like, I love fast food. I'm like, okay, it's been a while since I had fast food. Who doesn't like fast food? I said, where do you want to go? McDonald's, Burger King. She's like, well, this is what I like to do. She says, I like the French fries at McDonald's. I like my burgers at Burger King. And I like the nuggets from Wendy's. I'm like, okay, so you want to go to all three places? She's like, absolutely. That's the only way you can eat fast food. You got to get the best of the best. I said, okay. So we went to 3 locations, and we finally found a spot, and we went to this local little park, and we started to eat our 3 different venue meals. Well, we're sitting there, and we're eating. Everything is great. And the woman decided that it would be comfortable enough to pass gas in front of me. I will be honest, I didn't know what just happened. But picture this, okay? You're on a first-time date that just came out of the blue. Everything is doing just fine. And all of a sudden, you're eating, you're talking, you're laughing, and you hear... I mean, I honestly thought it was me. I thought maybe, with all due respect to everybody, one slipped out on me. No, it was her, because right after it came out, her first words was, wow, I hope that doesn't stink. And I was like, should I laugh? Should I be disgusted? I didn't know what to do. So I literally just started to laugh, because that's all you could do in that situation. I would like to tell you that that's where it stopped, but we had a 15-minute commute back, and she thought it'd be funny to continue to pass gas in the car. And I guess maybe after you've been with somebody for quite some time, that gets more comfortable. But when you just met somebody maybe 30 minutes ago, and all of a sudden you felt really comfortable to let a couple slip by, and not for nothing, it's not like they smelled like roses, okay? I mean, holy moly. And I was able to complete that date, but I guarantee you there was not a second. That's my fast food date story. Yeah, I told you it was going to be fast. I still don't know what to make of it. Every time it comes back up in my memories. I know what you're thinking too, by the way. How did you remember that story? Did you pass gas? No. I saw a commercial. And it was something along the lines of that, of losing your bodily functions, and the girl had a dog, and it just reminded me of her. So it wasn't that I let one go. All right, I know this is a very unorthodox type of episode for Have Faith, Let It Begin. And I know what you're thinking. How in the world is Angel going to provide a message after delivering that type of story? Well, it's like this. We are all, we are all one person, right? We are who we are. We like to be ourselves. Is it important to be yourself? Absolutely. But it is also important to behave and know your audience and know your the person you're with, because in all honesty, you're creating that first impression. Now, mind you, maybe she had a problem and she's learned to deal with it in a funny way. That's possible. But if you communicate that in the very beginning, maybe, just maybe, it would have been more understanding. Furthermore, here's where I leave you with this information. We've all have bodily functions. We've all have situations that happen. We've all had mishaps that have occurred. And we've excused ourselves one way or another. But one of the things that is important is to understand who you are in your environment, because that is what's going to make things more and more comfortable for you and your company. And that's the best way I can create a message out of that. I hope everybody, I know I'm going to get so many responses from this one. I know many of you were able to listen and show up to my sermon Sunday. I want to thank Nick, his wife, Diane. I want to thank Dylan. Forgive me, Dylan. I forgot her name already, and I apologize. But beautiful young lady that you brought with you that is going to be hopefully your future fiance, so I better understand that name. I'd rather be honest. I forgot the name off the top of my head. I'll probably remember the minute I turn off the recording. But I want to thank the four of you for showing up. I want to thank my best friend Brian for helping me out as always. He never misses a sermon. And I thank you, man, for always being there for me. There's many of you also that were able to watch live on Zoom and TikTok. I want to thank Mansa and Yesenia and also for your kind words. I'd like to thank Dr. Tommy Nelly and his family for being in attendance and also providing the introduction for Monday's episode. Well, there's no words to describe how great I am and how grateful I am, and respectful for all the kind words and just overwhelmed with all that you've provided us here at my platform. Well, listen, I'm tired. I only had about 4 hours of sleep. No, it was up all night, but I'm never tired to do an episode with all of you. So I hope you enjoyed today's Crazy Date story. There's many more to come. May God be with you. May He shine His light upon you and grant each and every single one of you peace on earth. And never forget, have faith, let it begin. Now, don't be doing what that lady did to me. All right, take care. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.